Before getting into the structure of the digestive system, there are two types of digestion. First, there is the mechanical digestion, okay? And from the name mechanical, it's related to motion, so it will involve chewing food in the mouth, the action of smooth muscles in esophagus, stomach, and small intestine. And there is the chemical digestion, so it's related to chemicals or enzymes or secretions secreted from the digestive system organs or from other organs that can aid in digestion, and these chemicals can help in the breakdown of large food molecules into smaller substances. Digestion begins in the mouth, okay? We have the tongue. Tongue will push food to the back of the oral cavity to facilitate its swallowing and to stimulate swallowing reflex. Then from the mouth to esophagus, okay, it's a muscular tube connect the pharynx to the stomach. And in esophagus, like we said, there is the action of the smooth muscles pushing food downward. This action is known as peristalsis process. It's a wave-like contraction of the smooth muscles to push food downwards. On the top of the esophagus, there is a small part called epiglottis. This part is a cartilaginous part, and it's very important because when food is passing through esophagus, this epiglottis part will cover the trachea, preventing the food from entering the lungs. Okay, so this is the structure of the digestive system. We have the mouth, and in the back there are the salivary glands, which secretes saliva that moistens food to facilitate its swallowing, and also produce amylase enzyme, which help in the digestion of carbohydrates. There is the pharynx, the esophagus, this muscular tube, the stomach. This is the stomach, okay. Digestion of proteins starts in the stomach. Small intestine, its length is about 7 meters, okay. And large intestine, it's called large intestine because it has a wide diameter about 6 centimeters, okay. Rectum, where the food waste is stored and expelled. Here's the opening, which is anus, where the elimination of feces occur. Okay, let's look here. This is the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. They are not parts of the digestive system, but they are known as accessory organs for the digestive system. Why? Because they secrete enzymes that help the digestion of food inside the stomach and small intestine. For example, liver breaks down and builds up many biological molecules. It stores vitamins and iron. It destroys old blood cells. It destroys poisons and produces bile, which aid in digestion. Gallbladder stores and concentrates bile secretion, which help in fat digestion. As for pancreas, pancreas produces hormones which regulate the blood glucose levels. It produces insulin and glucagon. Both are hormones that regulate blood glucose levels. It also secretes enzymes like trypsin and chymotrypsin, which help in digestion of proteins. It secretes lipase, which digests lipids. It secretes amylase, which digest polysaccharides or carbohydrates like the amylase produced by salivary glands. This is the stomach. Stomach is connected to the esophagus by a sphincter. It's called cardiac sphincter, and connected to the small intestine by another sphincter, but in this case it's called pyloric sphincter. The stomach should be acidic. Okay, the pH of the stomach is acidic, so it will help in digestion of proteins. As for small intestine, like we said, it is connected to the stomach by pyloric sphincter. It's very long, the length is about 7 meters, and it's named small because the diameter is very small. It's only of width 2.5 centimeters. The complete digestion of all food occurs in the small intestine. So the complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats occurs in the small intestine. After this, the remaining is transferred into the large intestine. Okay, the large intestine consists of colon and rectum. For colon will absorb the water from the chyme. The chyme is the fluid or the pasty form of the digested food. Colon will absorb the excess water, and this chyme will become more solidified, forming the feces, while rectum will store these feces till it's expelled through the anus. Also, there is a small part called appendix. Its function is still unknown till now. It's a sac-like appendage, but at the same time, it can get swallowed and inflamed, and in this case, this inflammation is called appendicitis. And the only treatment for such a case is by removing this appendix. These are examples of the enzymes that help in digestion of food. Amylase, we said it's secreted by the salivary glands and also by pancreas. It helps in the digestion of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, when broken down, they are broken down into disaccharides and monosaccharides. It's generally sugars. As for pepsin is secreted from the stomach, and like we said, what is digested inside the stomach? It's proteins. Proteins, when digested, is broken down into amino acids. Lipase, it's an enzyme secreted by the pancreas, the accessory organ. Okay, when fats are broken down by lipase, they are broken down into fatty acids. So after complete digestion of food, how this food is transferred to the bloodstream to be used by the body cells to get energy and required nutrients, they are transferred through these small projections, tiny projections. You can see here, these are lining the small intestinal wall, and these projections are called villi. Okay, this what helps the food nutrients to be transferred to the bloodstream. And like we said, the remaining, the chyme, become more solidified because the colon will absorb the excess water. It transformed into a more solid shape, which is the feces, and expelled through the anus.